Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm a fifth year medical student. I come from a place called Haydock in St Helens. When I was growing up, I never thought about doing a career in medicine. I always wanted to work with children, so I wanted to be a midwife initially. No one else in my family had ever been to university, so I was the first one to come. When my parents were growing up, they never had much money. My mum was a housewife and my dad working on a low-income wage. We did well, we didn't struggle, but we never was able to kind of treat ourselves. We very rarely went abroad for a holiday, and we couldn't afford to have luxuries that other people could have. I remember, I think I only got my first ever laptop in year 3 of university, and that was after saving up some money. But yeah, they wanted us to have a better life than they had, and for us to grow up and be able to give their children things that they wasn't able to do. And it really encouraged me to do that, and I wanted to make them proud, and for their sacrifices and spending their money and limiting what they could buy to send us further to college and high school. It really gave me motivation to achieve, and now they're really proud that I've been able to do that. They say that it's down to me where I've got, but I don't really agree. I think it's down to them. They've got me where I am today. The schools that I went to, it was never really mentioned too much about university, especially not medicine, and it's something that I never thought that I'd be able to do. When I was going on to high school and college, my mum preferred to spend a bit more money and have us travel a little bit further to go to one that would hopefully help us in our examinations. Even though we didn't have a lot of money growing up, they sacrificed some things and paid for me and my sisters to go a little bit further. And it seems that it paid off. I did pretty well in my GCSEs and went into college. And it was in college, I think maybe second year, when I first was introduced to MAP, the Manchester Access Programme. So they came into college and spoke to, it was just a small group of us who'd been identified as being able to go to university from our predicted grades. And I was just really interested by it. I think what interested me was because you get to spend a year going into university while you're still at college, learning how to do things like presentations, learning about the student life. We even got to sleep over in the halls, which I actually found really scary at the time, and I remember crying on the phone to one of my relatives because it was pretty scary. It's funny looking back on that now. And what happens, because then you're doing so much work, you are allowed to get onto the course with slightly lower grades because what you've done makes up for that. And the other attractive part was the scholarship. So my parents don't have a lot of money, with only my dad working, and the scholarship really helped me out throughout the university. So I never had to work. I managed to survive off student finance and the scholarship. And the university also identifies people from a low-income background and often is able to help give you a little bit extra money in form of a bursary. So that really helped out. Medicine was something that I never thought that I'd be able to do. I wanted to do midwifery so I could work with children, but when the MAP programme came over and spoke to us, I realised that maybe actually I could do this, so it gave me confidence. It introduced that not everybody who gets into medicine from a private school. I remember when I first went to I went to a few college kind of open days, and one of them just looked at my predicted grades for GCSE, which weren't actually too bad, and she just said, you may as well give up now, you're not going to do medicine, so you know, there's no point trying. Maybe go for something else with lower grades. And I just remember coming out of that college being really upset and thinking, I'm just going to prove you wrong. It's up to me really if I fail and don't do the degree, but it's not up to somebody else to tell you what you can do. And after, I've been studying for 6 years now, and 2 days ago I found out that I'm finally going to be graduating. So I graduate in 3 weeks' time, and in August I start work as a junior doctor.
Can I just get about 5 seconds after?
Okay. It's so hard, you just want to look at people. Like, smile with teeth or like mouth. Okay, this is awkward. I was like, that was ruined.
Have you taken isolated